Hello everyone, and welcome back to Two Bros Game Night. I'm your host, Older Bro.
I'm your other host, Younger Bro.
And today, we return to National Park Girls, where the final fucking DLC finally came out.
Yeah, this is it. Whatever it is, that's it.
Now guys, we did lose all of our save data because this was done on the previous computer that, well, not the previous computer, but it was done on the Xeon computer, which then died off, and we had to get this new computer, and then this computer died off. So even if I'd saved the save files for that computer, it's died again since then. So we have no save data. But luckily, National Park Girls lets you play from literally any episode whenever you want. So we're just gonna play from episode 5. Now you have to own the episode, obviously. Come on, select episode. Thank you. So you have to own the episode, but as long as you own the episode, you can start from wherever you want. Yeah. I have no idea who this is.
Yeah, guys, so it has been a while since we last played this game, like, what 2 years ago?
It's been quite a while. Well, honestly, it hasn't even been that long. Like, not that it's, like, it's been, I think it's only been, like, 4 or 5 series. Okay, we just looked it up, and we believe it's about 14 months ago. So it's been a little bit over a year.
Yeah, so we don't really know anything about the DLC or anything like that. Older Bro is trying to hide it from me that we're playing this game again, but
unfortunately, when I ask Younger Bro to not look up a post, he just assumes that I'm hiding that as the next game we're playing or some shit. And I'm just like, I just didn't want him to look at the post because it's like it's about this DLC coming out, and like I didn't want him to know about it.
Now this is also the first game that we have had to stop and come back to that we came back to.
Well, yeah, because most of the ones we came back to don't have haven't updated yet.
The only other game that's like this would be Beat Saber.
Like, sure, Beat Saber.
Just I was gonna say
Deltarune, DDLC, Brand New Day.
Yeah. So this is the first one of these kinds of games where we were waiting on the game to finish and finally finished.
Yeah. So I kill the ignition. The engine hums until it dies. The metal on the truck pops and squeaks and crackles until that goes silent too. Then all I hear are the muffled tweets of birds from outside. For a while, I stay inside the truck until it gets warm, until I start to roast. We're finally in springtime. I don't know why that's capitalized. Springtime is not a location. It's the time of year. Unless there's a town called Springtime. Like, you wouldn't capitalize that. Drove the truck through Tioga Pass for a bit.
Yeah, now that's a title.
Yeah, Tioga Pass is a location. Eventually swerved left and went off-roading. We're technically not supposed to. I technically don't give a shit. Yeah, this is Eve, all right. Despite knowing this park like the back of my hand, I wouldn't be able to point out where I am if given a map. Don't care much about that either. Probably nowhere too high up. If I'd come across a cliff, I would have driven off it. That's definitely Eve. I slam my head onto the steering wheel, holding it there as a long, never-ending beep echoes through the woods. A flock of birds, which are not seagulls, scuttle through their tree branches and escape into the sky. I lift my head and bust it against the wheel again. Again. Yeah, that really does remind me of the cell bit of beep, 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 beep. Yeah, my head throbs. A dull pain snakes through it and stops at the back of my wisdom teeth. Vision's blurry, getting darker. I swing the door open and stumble out. Fresh air isn't so fresh. There's a fire nearby. The smell of burning bush. No, that's a different thing. The smell of burning bush makes my self-induced headache even worse. Fires like this aren't that uncommon up here nowadays. I wonder how she's holding up right now. The others are probably pampering her like the queen she thinks she is. I like that. So, on one hand, I love how much she's concerned about her friends, which is always good. But I like the fact that she thinks that they aren't worried about her. Not a single one of them is upset that she's gone. It's just like, girl, you have depression. And, well, maybe more than depression, but, like, yeah, they care about you. Although, god damn, the fucking freckles being focused on here. No, stop it. You forfeited that life. How dare you think you have the right to wake up every day and feel the comfort they gave you? Outdoors, nature, whatever pretentious way I chose to identify being outside and not closed in with my thoughts in some building. It's just a mask. A facade of identity to convince myself that it's possible to have moments in my day-to-day life where I'm not so miserable. But when reality comes crumbling down on top of you, and all that's left are Polaroid photos of a toddler with a mutilated hand, the entire charade goes with it. All that's left is the burning image of 3 fingers dangling from a tiny fist, and the guilt that comes with it. Yeah, I mean...
The 3 fingers, kill him.
Well, no, the 3 fingers are all that's left of that girl's hand.
Kill them.
You want to kill a toddler?
And a toddler.
There was never a way out of this. No second lease or new perspective was ever truly plausible. Yeah, now I definitely remember this game. The never-ending dialogue of constantly complaining and, like
some of the longest dialogue we have ever read.
It really is. It's just like, well, okay, no. I'm pretty sure the longest dialogue we've ever read was probably in Lily of the Valley, which is kind of this.
That was just all dialogue.
That's what I'm saying. Lily of the Valley is basically all the long dialogue portions of this game where it just starts feeling truly miserable, except it doesn't have quite as much heart as this game. Like, Lily of the Valley is just fucking weird, and, like... Yeah, I realize I'm saying making it sound
as
like
good as this game.
I was gonna say I realize I'm making this game sound really terrible by saying it's just better Lily of the Valley, which is not a good not a compliment at all. But it's just like I do really like this game.
Like it is better than Lily of the Valley.
Yes,
I want to say Lily of the Valley was the laziest visual novel we have ever read.
Yeah, it is visual and novel. And that is it.
Like, the original artwork for the game looked better than the new artwork.
Still don't agree, but, like, I'm perfectly acceptable that neither of those artworks were that good. So, all that was ever there was a rebelling ego of a desperate woman shaking her fist at the boot of what, exactly? Bureaucracy? Society? Culture? But that's just it, isn't it? It was actually nothing all along. Just an indefinable sense of wrongness. A lack of purpose or place... Disenchantment, to be sure, but everyone is disenchanted. No, Enchanted was a much better movie than Disenchanted. So when I turn my blame and hate towards anything and everything, I shouldn't be surprised when there's a casualty.
Yeah, here's the thing. I'm not sure anybody dialogues to themselves this much.
I think that a lot of people dialogue this much to themselves, but they don't probably have that much conscious thought about it. Like, Eve is literally listening to herself speaking to herself at all times.
Like, in this kind of situation, I could see it.
Yeah.
Only because we know the situation because we fucked up the game. Well, the game got fucked up. The video fucked up.
Yeah. So I mean, it only fucked up to literally here. So, like...
Yeah, we had to reread all the way up to here.
So, yet here I am shocked when my poison ends up killing. I come around to the bed of the truck and unlatch it. Pup springs toward me. The rope tied to his neck tugs him back. He's hopping from side to side. He's panting hard. He's breathing. I watch unblinking, keeping my eyes open and glued to him until they burn and he mellows out. Yep, here's the time to get my gun moment.
Yeah.
Don't worry, son.
I guess
I'll get my gun.
Just about ready to.
I say, like he knows what's going on. Like a mutual understanding will redeem me for what I'm about to do. See, if the level of, like, emotion in this moment makes me worried that she brought 2 bullets.
That is a worry, too. Yeah. Or it's not for Pup.
No, I don't think that she'd do that. I say, like, he knows what's going on. Like, a mutual understanding will redeem... Oh, I already read that. The shotgun slides out of the back easily. It's heavy.
You have been targeted for termination.
No, for execution. It's heavy, but the weight doesn't even register. Feels like an extra limb I've always had. When I was driving, I kept hoping that I'd hear it get set off, that I'd get lucky and that an unseen pothole would do it for me. Didn't even keep the safety on. I'm pretty sure that's not allowed. And if it didn't go off, well, that was fine too. He would get to see it, maybe understand it, accept it.
Oh, they changed the expression of Pup.
Yep.
Interesting.
But as I look into his blank expression, whites of his eyes showing as he turns his head to look at a stray bird, I learn an obvious insight. It's a coyote. He doesn't understand a fucking thing. This is gonna be so sad because, like, Eve is required to do this because, like, he literally harms, like, a person, and it's like, that's not... We can't allow him to live for that. But also, it's just like, you know that Zion's going to be decimated because it's just like, this is her favorite dog. It's just like, oh.
Here's the thing, why didn't they just ask, I don't know, Zion to take it to her park?
Doesn't matter. The point is, it can't. Usually, once an animal attacks humans, it is required to be put down.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's not really an option here. Also, if they take it to the park and just kind of leave him there, then other people are going to die and other rangers have to take him out.
Yeah,
and it's like, that's
just moving the problem.
Yeah. When the end of the rope is untied, he bounces out and runs in circles in the soil. I don't stop it. He howls and barks, and I don't try to stop that either. Eventually, he starts sniffing at a tree, and I figure that's as good a place as any. Pup's either a good boy or a dumb boy, because he doesn't resist when I grab the rope and start tying it to the tree's mighty trunk. It's over 100 feet, towering to the sky. It and its cousins shade the whole clearing. It's probably over 300 years old. I wonder how many things it's outlived. Not Zion. Yeah, when Zion shows up to try to stop you from shooting the dog.
I'm waiting for it.
It could happen. How much life has completely disintegrated into dust from the time this thing was a sapling till now? How much more it will outlive? When the knot's been tied, I pick up Annie. No, wait. The gun. Annie's the person. We don't have a name for the gun. I pick up the gun off the ground and take 10 steps. Do you really need to take 10 steps? Is that just the like the scientific, like, obviously you want to get back so he can't attack you. But like, is that just the reference to like, gotta take 10 paces and then turn and shoot?
That must be because,
like, I don't feel like you need to go that far back.
Like, you can take shotguns to shooting ranges, and you can hit targets from 10 feet, but I just don't know. Shotgun's better and more effective if you're closer.
Close range, yeah. Pup tries to follow, but like in the truck, he gets yanked back. Only this time, he takes issue with it.
So, I'd say about 5 steps would have been plenty.
God, why now?
Shut up! Shut up!
It takes a second time until I hate myself for saying it. Man, just look at me. Can't even show a dying animal some basic pity. Some ranger.
I'm not going anywhere.
The look of pity I have for myself. I'll be lugging around this job complex until the bitter end, I guess. After all, the ritualistic killing about to occur is all about me. As is everything, it's about Eve Adams. It's always been about Eve Adams. Pup's head clicks to the side as I raise the gun. I remember Jesse showing it to me the first time I entered the cabin. Not even half a day later, I was pointing the thing at Yosemite, Zion, and Yellowstone. Safety's off. All I have to do is pull the trigger. All I have to do is steel myself, commit to the action. Commit, and everything changes. The problem is, if you were capable of stealing yourself, you would not be in the state of affairs you're in right now. The reason you are here right now is because you couldn't steal yourself the last time you did something stupid. You couldn't steal yourself this time you did something stupid. Just, my environment changes. I could change. No, you can't. My finger curls around the trigger, the only real mechanism that matters when it comes to revolution or murder. Pup stares at me
10 steps back.
with his blank, trusting eyes. Every organ in my body feels like it's shutting down, going cold. So I'm assuming that that Jessie's also here and is just going to come up and shoot it herself. Every organ in my body feels like it's shutting down, going cold. Stomach's doing somersaults, heart in a radial spin, hands shaking. I'm sorry, Jesse. Zion, Yellowstone, I'm so sorry. Even you, Yosemite. Especially
even you, Kakarot.
The only person who ever really got it. I wish I could have let you know how much those dumb morning arguments meant to me. If I'd realized it sooner, when I wasn't looking down the barrel of a shotgun, I would have told you. I learned so much from all of you, but I just couldn't apply it right. You should have put your faith in someone better, someone kinder, who wasn't bitter just because their expectations failed them. I wasn't able to be the ranger I wanted to be, and I wasn't able to be the person you thought I could be.
Hello, Mr. Ranger.
The world is a blur, watercolors painted in tears. I'm sorry. Pup lifts his head towards the sky. An unbroken, sorrowful howl escapes into the air. His jowls drooping the longer it goes on.
I'm so sorry.
I pull it.
I miss.
I fired, not fired. I missed. I missed both times.
That's what I was going for.
1 month later.
Alrighty, gals. Out of the car. Stretch those legs so you can stay limber and timber.
Tender?
Please don't forget your hat this time, Yellowstone.
You nearly gave that man in Tehachapi a heart attack.
It ain't my fault my head is this way. Besides, Zion gets to go strutting around with her wings out.
It looks like
Because
a costume.
Zion looks like a tiny child costuming as a fairy princess.
There
You
it is.
look like the Herald of Tribulation.
Also valid.
I look like a tiny child?
You are
Yes!
a tiny child.
My name's not Harold, Yosemite.
No, it's Gerald.
Just put on the hat. Look, even
Put on
Zion
the
and I
hat,
have to wear
Debbie.
one.
I tip my ranger hat. Wait, who's the I here?
Wait.
Is I still
It's
Eve?
Yosemite. It's Yosemite because it's blue.
Yeah. I tip my ranger hat.
That's a ranger hat, not fedora.
Did we have a Yosemite voice? I think that in the time I still read it in those times.
You
but
still
it's
read
like,
it.
I tipped my ranger hat. She left it at the cabin before she ran off, along with nearly everything else. In truth, it causes my scalp to itch, like it's a nest for insects. But I don't quite feel like taking it off, even in the car.
Like, here's the thing. We didn't. I don't know if
There was only minimal.
There's
Yosemite
minimal
lines.
for us to read.
Yeah.
Because it reads itself.
For bits of it. Zion leans in from the back seat and plants a kiss on Yellowstone's puffed out cheeks, then rests the baseball cap on top of Yellowstone's volcano.
It'll keep the sun out of your eyes. Come on.
Yellowstone sighs and hops out of the driver's seat. Wait.
Huh?
Yes, Yellowstone was
Yellowstone's
driving.
driving.
Okay. Zion following closely behind. I stay in the sweltering car for a moment, staring out the window at the giant thermometer outside. A colossus of a roadside attraction, currently peaking at a dry 102.
Oh, that's cool.
Deserts are just as intense as the books say they are. Exiting the vehicle is further proof of this. The water dries from my hair in seconds. Whatever, AC is a hedonistic sham. I've existed without it for who knows how long, and I will continue to exist without it for the next 15 minutes. The number on the thermometer raises to 103. I will continue to exist without it for the next 10 minutes.
Golly, it's hotter than HE double hockey sticks out here.
Why are you complaining? You're a volcano for a head.
And it will only get worse the lower in elevation we go.
It's not so bad. Utah can get rather hot as well. How much longer till we get there anyhow? I'm beat from all this driving.
Wait, hold on. Where are they going? Because, like, you have
I don't
Yellowstone's
know.
up here. Zion's down here. Where are they going that would be in the
fourth
desert?
Park.
Well, what I'm saying is, where would they be going that wouldn't be faster to go from Zion National Park?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I heart.
We would have been there by
Zion.
now if you
Zion.
hadn't choked and taken us onto the I-14 instead of the 15.
So I zigged when I should have zagged. At least I actually know how to drive, Miss Start and Stop.
Shots fired.
I'm a defensive driver.
A defensive driver!
And no.
I'm a defensive
Never mind.
driver.
Yeah.
I mean, look, have you seen how many drivers just swerve into traffic? Like, the defensive driver's like, I'm just never leaving this lane.
Oh god, that's
Okay,
so
you can
good.
drive, but please, let's not fight. Remember who we're doing this for.
Yes, we know. Yellowstone and I go from glaring at each other to both of us shifting our gaze down to the film of dust layered on top of the parking lot. Zion always manages to find a way to be right, always.
Sorry. I suppose I'm just getting impatient.
There's a long silence as the three of us stand. Yeah, the three of us stand there, simmering in the sun. The only relief
hot sun
is the cool breeze from the cars passing on the I-15.
I'm sorry.
There's no
too,
way you're that
sweetie.
close to the I-15 that you're feeling the breeze off the cars.
You would have to be on the side of the road for
Yeah,
that.
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's impossible. Yellowstone steps forward to hug me, and I don't stop her.
It's been hard. The last month has knocked us all on our high knees, but soon we're all gonna be together again, like before.
I don't know how you plan to do that, but okay.
Yeah, where are they
Not
at?
all
Are
of
they
us.
trying to find Eve, who's probably drunk off her ass right now?
Yeah. Scion sniffs. All the tears have dried up. But as we know all too well by now, there are some things we can never get back. That won't ever get easier.
You're right.
I pull Zion into mine in Yellowstone's embrace, and the three of us huddle together in an awkward hug.
But we can be grateful for what we still have. And what we're going to get back.
Yosemite. Look at you. Get me all misty-eyed and junk.
Yellowstone steps away, wipes away a tear from the corner of her eye. Water from her volcano begins to seep through her hat.
Save it for later.
resist singing the
We
song.
still have a ways to go.
Right.
As you always must. Yellowstone and Zion start for the convenience store. Zion already fretting over whether or not they'll have fresh produce as Yosemite. But Yellowstone nearly walks into a light post while
Corner
staring at
was
the
just
thermometer.
so common of a word. It's like that's the first thing that pops in my head.
I stay behind, staring across the street at a sign that designates the road will soon be going down. Gateway to Death Valley.
Just you wait, Ranger. You won't get away from me a second time.
Oh, they are hunting Eve.
No. You first need to be in a relationship.
Oh, look, free movies.
Free. Yes, that's the problem here. Can you finally get into a relationship?
Is that what's happening right now?
It should be!
Switch.
I have no control. No special wisdom into the hearts and minds of the other people that occupy the same space as me.
Oh, did she quit?
I think she might have been forced into a cabin in the middle of, like, a Death Valley National Park or something. I hold no power over the world. There's no sweeping action I can take to enact change or significance. To dwell on the normalized callousness and indifference people display in their lives, while in the very same day kissing their children goodnight, is to dwell on some pretty intense contradictions. I could try to separate the two, focus on one aspect of the person over the other. Maybe they're wonderful. Maybe they're everything wrong with society today. But sooner or later I'd drive myself to the brink thinking about that. That, or the reality I'm living in, will become so warped that I'll wind up spending my whole life in rabbit holes of subjectivity. Either way, it's a recipe for hate, fear, sadness, suffering. All this external garbage just tears me apart. And so, I have no control.
Oh, damn, she is messed up.
Yep. I mean, clearly. The wind picks up. It's dry and hot, like the breeze from the open sauna. Coarse sand whips against my face, stinging my cheeks. Crunchy grains fly into my mouth.
God, she's living off the land.
There's not much to live off of in the desert. I hack my guts out, then set up to fish my flask out of my pocket. It's filled with alcohol, not water. Sand runs down the inside of my shirt and into all the cracks and crevices the human body has to offer. There's no getting away from it out here. Every day I can feel sand rub and gnash against my skin. When I walk, all I can focus on are the rashes on my thighs. It sucks being used to it. What's left of the... Yep, I was right! What's left of the tequila sloshes around in my flask. A departing gift from Ranger Smith that I had found stashed under the couch back in Yosemite.
Mr. Ranger!
Probably only enough in here for one last swig. At least it'll get the taste of sand out of my mouth. But it's at times like this I wish I were a park girl. One that has the power to
Roll
refill
credits,
bottles
question
just by
mark?
looking at them. Something mundanely useful like that. No, don't wish for that. You will somehow become the girl for Death Valley National Park. That will not be good.
Well, down the hatch it goes.
Despite collecting dust on the bottom shelf of the store and being aged in plastic, it doesn't burn going down quite as much as it used to. See, I figured out the trick. Breathe in before shooting it back, and then sigh after swallowing. It's like magic.
Just like magic.
I hiccup. My agave-scented breath smacks me in the face. Haven't bought a toothbrush or mouthwash since I've been out here, so hopefully this will kill any bacteria that's crawled in my mouth. Now that this is gone, all that's left is, what, half a handle of evergreen? Hardly enough for a nightcap. Guess I'll have to hit up the general store tomorrow. Hopefully she doesn't bellyache too much about having to take me.
Hey, dumbass! You trying to follow through on that death wish of yours?
Ah, yes, this is her. My head throbs as she... I hope you're ready for a great accent. My head throbs as her far-off yell still manages to crack through my skull. Speak of the she-devil.
Yeah! And I like to enjoy the process without your screeching, if you don't mind!
Wow, they hired Asana's voice to do Eve.
Jeez.
Phew. Oh, no. Pew! She fires off her gun from between the plywood boards covering the shack's windows. I feel the sharp breeze as the bullets whiz past me.
Great aim! That you're real proud of.
Okay.
Damn!
You know what? I do appreciate this character now that she's literally just become Asuna.
Wasn't aiming for you this time. Now move your ass, pendeja!
Uh-oh, it's gonna be one of those nights, huh? I look towards the horizon. Beneath the hazy sunset, a collective of round, misshapen silhouettes hop and roll over the hill. Crap, not again. This is the fourth wave today!
Where do these things even come from?
I think she's got some kind of bad tequila that's making her go on, what's-his-face, delusional rampages. Like, what was his name from, GTA 5?
Oh, Trevor?
Yeah, this is,
She's
she has
going
Trevor
on
juice.
Trevor.
Yeah, this woman is
Rampages.
trying to shoot magic rocks.
Uh,
She fires off another round. One of the shadows exploded. She fires off another round. One of the shadows explodes, splintering into dozens of pieces. Rock shards fly into the air, landing at my feet and tossing up sand. The other silhouette, well, they just pause in the aftermath of the fatality. Screeching out their battle cry, they topple and roll down the hill, making a dash directly towards me. She's literally
done it now.
being attacked by magic rocks. I stumble to my feet, and the tequila shoots up my throat before I swallow it back down. Usually I end up crawling back to our shack, but I guess this time I'll have to try my hand at walking. One of the monsters leap at me, its black hole eyes and granite teeth closing in on my face. Pew! It splits in two. Okay, maybe a light jog. Okay, guys,
Yeah,
I think we're gonna have to stop here and come back next time.
I thought we were gonna meet the new character.
Nope!
But not yet.
Not yet. So that's gonna be it for this episode. We'll come back next time with even more of being attacked by magic rocks. What the fuck's going on? So, anyways, the future is very uncertain. What is certain is you guys are awesome, and there'll be more Two Bros Game Night tomorrow. See you then!
Goodbye.